Who are the Moon Sisters? Welcome back to Genshin Lore with AMABEE. Let's dive in. Along with the Seelie race, the Moon Sisters are the oldest individuals in Teyvat, and there are three of them: Arya, Sonnet, and Canon. They lived in what is called the Lunar Palace, and we know that they switched sovereignty over the night sky kind of in intervals. And while sisterhood and siblings is a recurrent theme in Genshin, this is one place where it didn't quite pan out. Following a calamity that strikes, and this is not the Archon War, it's something way back before, a great calamity happens and the three sisters get into a conflict and kill each other. And the moon that we see is actually one of the sisters' corpses. And this disaster is a really bad one. There's some iffiness with the Chinese translation, but basically it's like the calamity that toppled the heaven and earth. And unfortunately, at this point, we don't have an exact timeline. The events in Before Sun and Moon that concern the primordial one, the Seven Dragon Sovereign, and the second who came, are not put in a timeline with the three Moon Sisters, but we can know that the Seelie were one of the earliest races, the three Moon Sisters, and then maybe after their deaths or simultaneously with their deaths, the events of Before Sun and Moon. We just don't have clarity on that. And the references to the moon are throughout Genshin. Mond and Yue and Liyue and Mondstadt are references to moon. These shifting through the lunar phase cycles is what actually powers the spiral abyss. And twice a month we have the moment of, I think, Syngergy, which brings the new spiral abyss to us, and is really interesting because there are two moons in the abyss and two cycles. One corpse lights up the sky, and maybe the other two corpses of the Moon Sisters are in fact in the abyss, kind of rotating it through. And yes, the moons in the abyss and the moons in Teyvat are completely distinct. They don't look alike. So that kind of lends itself to the theory that those are from different moon goddesses. And for my non-free-to-play, you will be very familiar with the Blessing of the Welkin Moon, in which we get our rewards, but we see a strangely Paimon-like figure that holds it in the Welkin Moon. And we can also say maybe that is some of the iconography of the Moon Sisters. I'm really excited for some of this Fontaine lore because there's been a lot of theories floating around that Farina may be related to the Moon Sisters or Aegeria, the prior Hydro Archon. And there is a strong relationship between the waters and the moon in most cultures, so hopefully you will see something. If you've got any theories or questions, throw them in the comments, and as always, like and follow for more Genshin lore.